I'm going to do a little walk around of my newly acquired 92 Ford Ranger. And you can see this thing's been sitting for a while. I mean, look at all that. This just mold and black stuff all on the hood. And you can hear that sounds like sandpaper when you rub across of it. She wasn't running when I got her from the lady, and quickly figured out that it was a fuel problem as usual. And this old girl been sitting for a while, and so the old fuel pump was kaput. You see all this scaly mold looking stuff on the side of it. Old wheels look like old center lines, the factory 14-inch that Ford put on these Rangers. Truck's in decent shape. The bed, of course, you see where we pulled these T55s out to pick the bed up. We figured that was the easiest by far way of getting to the fuel pump. And so I'm getting ready to pressure wash her here in just a minute. Even look at the mirror. I mean, to tell you what, you look in that and you think the Green Goblin's behind you. And the poor interior in this thing is ragged. I'm gonna rip all these seats out and clean it up, pressure wash that carpet. Hopefully can get it looking halfway decent. Some neat stuff. This is an old, like a military grade, I guess. Kit with all your adhesive tape and all that kind of stuff in it. I saw a date on here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Edition of 31 August 66. I'd say this first aid kit has a few days on it. Pretty neat though. Waterproof. Locks down, and you know. There was also a pair of these are chainsaw chaps. I did not know they made such a bird, but there they are. So I'm getting ready to start pressure washing and see what we can do. All right, getting ready to start pressure washing. I always like starting with the wheels. I don't know why. And so I got my little sprayer, my little pump sprayer filled up with some good old Purple Power. I love this stuff. I'll spray it on the paint of this thing because it, you know, don't really matter. But I want to show you how rough this wheel is and start spritzing it up some here and see how good she turns out. That thing's soaking good. Put a little scrubbage on it. These old girls hadn't been cleaned much in their lifetime. You can tell by the buildup. With enough work, I think it'd look decent, but I don't know how much work I'm going to put into them. Let me soak a little bit more stuff on them here. It won't hurt. Get a little tire soakage. Spray up in this fender well too. I'm sure this old girl don't know how to act right now. I haven't been dirty so long. Getting some cleanage. Let's see what a little pressure does to her. Man, look at all that jerk coming out of there. Ooh. Well, it looks better. Not exactly to my standard, but you know, might hit it a few more times and see if we can get her cleaned up a little better. Let's work on the other wheel back here. I'll do a few of those. I'll get those dialed in, and then we'll start seeing what happens to this old red paint if we can get her worked out some. All right, you can see I got the wheels prettied. As good as gonna get for right now without some serious scrubbing. Obviously the rears have been on the rear of the truck for some time. They don't have near the buildup as those front wheels do from those discs up front. But what I was gonna do, I was gonna show you this bed. Before I wanted to pressure wash at least the side of the bed here, and again, just using my Purple Power, and not necessarily worried about the paint on this old girl. And all I'm doing is loading her down and just taking my old tire brush and giving it a quick over like this. And that old green stuff seems to just knock right off for the most part. That old mold. All right, let me set this down. I'll come back in a minute when I'm pressure washing. We'll see what she looks like. All right, she's scrubbed down with the brush. I'm gonna start up here where I started scrubbing. Let's see what she looks like. We have pressure washer issues. Well, I think you can tell already what it's going to do. Let me see if I can get this pressure system resolved and get back to it. I'm getting ready to tackle this bed. You can see all this gook in this bed. When we went and picked it up, I had my son get in the back and just blow out all of the acorns and leaves. It's probably 3 inches thick. So that stuff had been sitting in there for a while. I'm gonna go over this thing with my good old brush again and see what we can get out of it. Get the pressure washer in there. By the way, the pressure washer problem was the nozzle. I've had nozzles do crazy stuff before, but that thing was making my whole machine act funny. And so I traded the nozzle out for another, and she works good now. So I'll be back and we'll get this thing, see what happens with the pressure washer in this bed. All right, here we go with the pressure washer. old black gook's hard to get off there, but it if you leave that pressure washer on there, it'll get the gist of it off. So I'm going to keep doing this and see what we come out with. Well, I got her pretty good. Little spot up there, I don't want to come out that dark spot, but the rest of it looks fair to middling. Not too bad. It's a truck bed. So I'm probably gonna call it quits here in a minute, but as you can see, I still got all this gook still up on the cab, all this stuff here, but it's coming off. You can see where I hit the pressure washer right there and knocked it off, and so definitely a big difference. And so I'll record some more here a little later, and we'll see how this old girl turns out. I have to film this green gook going bye-bye. Just a little bit better. We're going to try to finish tackling the cleaning of the outside of our Ranger, and you can see I just got through cleaning this wheel again. I wasn't satisfied with it. I actually got some Scotch-Brite and some Purple Power to get it a little bit better. But anyway, we're going to finish cleaning this old girl up on the outside, see if we can't get that finished today, and then go from there working on the inside. And so I'm gonna start spraying my Purple Power on here and get to scrubbing her up. If you'll notice, I already got the rear of the bed here. I couldn't help it. I didn't get it on video. Sorry I didn't, but I got anxious. I wanted to see it happen. Get my brush. That stuff just comes right off. I'm getting some red off. That Purple Power's probably a touch strong for that old paint, but we're talking about 30-year-old paint, so I'm going to continue scrubbing this, see how things go, and when I get done with the washer, we'll see how it looks from here, getting all the gook off of here. My goodness, look at the difference that made. The thing's actually shiny. Of course, it's still wet. It won't dry shiny, but we can probably do a little buffing on that and get that looking better. Move on to the hood here. All the black still up here. Still got to do the windshield. You can still see the stuff in that and the roof. Just working our way around slowly but surely. Get all this prettied up. Well, let's see what's under all this mess of the hood. under there. Not too shabby. Let's do us a little walk around now, since we've seen what it was. I have to spray a few things off, or just some of all that old dirt's just been flying around. It's just paint's just kind of dry right there. Need to come work on this door some more. Some of that black stuff right there. She's looking better. Well, I think that's about all we're going to see for the outside. Improvements have been made, that's for sure. Next video we'll get is of the interior and see what we can do with that.